Hello and welcome to the class. Let's start today's topic, and this is optical isomerism. In earlier videos, I have discussed about the structural isomerism in two parts, geometrical isomerism in two parts, and now we are going to discuss optical isomerism. Optical isomerism arises mainly due to different behavior of atom or group of atoms towards plane polarized light. Basic definition of optical isomerism is compounds having similar physical and chemical properties. Isomers already have same molecular formula, but in case of optical isomerisms, molecular formula, physical properties and chemical properties all will be same. Then what will be differ? But differing only in the behavior. Where? Towards polarized light. What is the meaning of polarized light? Suppose that any ordinary light like sunlight that has a fixed or 360 orientation in all in a space. It means that can be directed along all directions like this. If this light can be oriented in only one direction, this is called polarized light, like this. In this case, orientation along all directions of light, but after passing through Nicol prism, it can be oriented in a single plane. This is called polarized light. So the compounds having similar physical and chemical properties but differing only in the behavior towards polarized light called optical isomers, and this phenomenon is known as optical isomerism. Then first to come to the what is the meaning of polarized light and how to obtain polarized light. The light whose vibrations occur only in one plane is known as plane polarized light. It means ordinary light which propagate in all possible directions that can propagate in only one plane after passing through Nicol prism. Nicol prism mainly consists of quartz, and quartz is chemically silicon oxide, and this light is called plane polarized light because this is propagated in a single plane and it is the polarized form of ordinary light, so this is called plane polarized light. When this plane polarized light passing through any organic compound, XYZ, any organic compound, there are two possibilities. Either this light passes without any change. It means input light has same plane and output light has also same plane, like this. It means compound is optically inactive. That organic compound is optically inactive. Another possibility, when PPL light or plane polarized light passing through the organic compounds and it can rotate it or it can deflect it. It means the compound is optically active. And there are two probability, either deflected in right or clockwise or either deflected in left or anti-clockwise. It suggests the given organic compound is optically active or inactive. It means rotation of PPL light suggests compound is optically active, and without rotation or deflection of light suggests compound or any molecule is optically inactive. How can we observe compound is optically active or inactive? Rotation of light will be occur or not? The device that brings polarization in a light called polarizer. Here the polarizer is Nicol prism. Those compounds have the ability to rotate the plane polarized light called optically active substance or typically active compound. And how can we observe the apparatus which measure the extent of rotation of the polarized light called polarimeter. Carefully observe the word. The device or instrument which brings out polarization is called polarizer, but the instrument which observed the rotation in PPL, that is called polarimeter. The optical isomers which rotate the plane polarized light to the right is known as dextrorotatory compound. Suppose that this is X is any compound, and when PPL light is passes through the X compound, and the light will be rotated in a clockwise direction. It means this compound is dextrorotatory. Let's take another example. Suppose that another example. This is the compound Y, and when PPL light passes through the compound Y solution, and then it rotated the light, PPL light, in anti-clockwise direction, this is called levorotatory. It means there are two types of optically active compound. One is dextrorotatory, another one is called levorotatory. The optical isomers which rotate the plane polarized light to the right known as dextrorotatory or DFOR, or this is also assigned as positive compound, and rotates left anti-clockwise is known as levorotatory isomers or L form or negative form. But the optical rotations can also be depends on source of light. Suppose that this is sunlight, it has different intensity. If this is a torch light or candle light or sodium lamp, it has different intensity. It also depends on the thickness of solution, thickness of tube, concentration of solutions. It means optical rotation not only depends on the compound nature, optical rotation depends on the source of light, their wavelength, temperature, concentration of solution, length of light crossed. Suppose that it means like this. This is a test tube in which solution X is present. So this is called path length L. This is called L. And if optical rotation measured in accordance with all these parameters, that optical rotation is referred as a specific rotation. This is mainly for IIT or AIIMS purpose. This is not in the part of 11th, 12th. This is known as a specific rotation. Again, optical rotation measured with the source of light identification, that define temperature by measuring path length, by measuring concentration. That optical rotation is referred as a specific rotation, and it is denoted by alpha d, and it can be measured by this formula, where alpha d at given temperature T and wavelength lambda, this is at equal to, I can also write like this. This is alpha d T lambda theta L into C. Alpha d is optical specific rotation notation, theta is optical rotation, T is temperature, lambda is wavelength, and L is the path length of test tube through which PPL light cross, and C is the concentration. It means alpha is equal to theta upon L into C, where concentration must be in gram per liter. So on this basis we can measure a specific rotation. This is the additional point, so that's why we added here. Now, equimolar mixture. Suppose that in a mixture both D form and L form is present. Equimolar mixture of D and L form compounds known as racemic mixture or DL mixture or plus minus mixture, and this is very important question for class 12th in 1 marks, like what is racemic mixture or what is plus minus mixture, or write the any example of plus minus mixture. Again repeated, the equimolar mixture of D and L form compound is known as racemic mixture or DL mixture or plus minus mixture, like lactic acid, butanediol, all these are optically active compound, and this is equal equimolar mixture of D and alpha. Racemic mixtures are optically inactive. Here again a very confusing point, as well as very important point also. In individually, D form is optically active. Individually, L form is optically active. But when D and L form an equimolar mixture, then it become optically inactive. For example, suppose that X is any compound, and in first case it can be rotated 60 degree clockwise. It means D form. And again it rotated 60 degree anti-clockwise. It means this is L form. It means net optical rotation theta it is equal to 0. It means we cannot observe through the polarimeter because theta is equal to 0. It means this is become optically inactive, and due to external compensation, axis of symmetry and 0 rotation. In this such type of molecule, the symmetry present is called axis of symmetry, and already you can see this is 0 rotation, and one part can, this is one molecule D form, this is another molecule L form, so one part can compensate to another part. This is called external compensation. Next, another important compound is, this is called meso compound. This is called meso compound. These two compounds are frequent in exam, like what is meso compound and what is racemic mixture. These two are very important. Meso compounds, those compounds which have two or more chiral center. Another new word, we can discuss it later on. Two or more chiral center, but they are optically inactive due to plane of symmetry and internal compensation. Here this compound is mentioned because this is antagonistic nature of racemic mixture with some extent, like in this case external compensation, in this case internal compensation, in this case axis of symmetry, in this case plane of symmetry. What is the meaning of chiral center? If all atom or group of atoms attached with the carbon are of different type, that is called chiral center. Like this, with this carbon, COH different 1, OH different 2, H different 3, and whole this part is different 4th. Similarly for this carbon also, 1 different, 2 different, 3 different, and this is 4 different. But when this molecule is cut through this plane, it can be equally divided into two halves. This is called plane of symmetry, and due to plane of symmetry and internal compensation, this part compensated to this one, and this part compensated to this one. So this is called internal compensation. It means meso compounds and equimolar mixtures both are optically inactive, but the reasons are different. In racemic mixture, external compensation and axis of symmetry, but in meso compound, internal compensation and plane of symmetry. These are the basic difference between racemic mixture and meso compound, although both molecules have chiral center and both are optically active. And these two are also counted in optical isomers, despite they as whole acts as optically inactive because it's some part able to rotate plane polarized light. That's all about today's class. In next class we will go through the cause of chirality and how to determine number of chiral center in a molecule. Thanks a lot.